It's like a second skin right on top of your gun. We've actually wrapped race cars with this stuff. Several. All right. Now we've got all our camo clad taken off our shotgun. And you can see, after 2 years of being on that gun, that's what it looks like after you've taken it off. So, I mean, it's a very good product. You don't have to worry. There's no glue left on here. There's no rust. Nothing gets underneath that camo clad. If it's stuck down, it's impervious to water. All right, our cleaner, the DuPont Prep Sol, which is a good solvent cleaner for anything. It's good for clear coats on trucks. Won't harm your shotgun, your clear coat on your shotgun. Acetone would probably be the other cleaner. The only thing you might watch out for would be like the clear finish on like a wooden stock on a shotgun. You probably would want to use something like Prep Sol, where you don't have to worry about any solvents dissolving into the clear coat of your shotgun. But for an old hunting gun like this Benelli, you can clean her with just about anything. But the Prep Sol is a good all-around cleaner. We clean anything and everything with it. You pick it up at any automotive supply house. Any place that sells automotive supplies and paints will sell DuPont Prep Sol. Acetone would be one that, we clean our arrow shafts and stuff with, and it works real well. You buy it at most any hardware store. So you clean your gun thoroughly. Clean all the pieces of it. And then you'll be ready to apply your camo clad. We'll pull that kit apart and I'll show you where all the different pieces go in the kit. The other thing you want to do is get a screwdriver and just put it in here and loosen the stock, the recoil pad off your, loosen that recoil pad so it gives you a place to trim the back of your stock piece off. So just grab a Phillips screwdriver and go in those small holes in there and just pull those out, and you'll have an actual edge that you can get your razor blade in and trim that off. All right, we've got our gun all clean and we're ready to put some camo clad on. Like I said before, the camo clad shotgun kit comes pre-cut, which means your pieces are already cut out. You've got your stock piece, your receiver pieces, your two forearms for the front forearm, and then your barrel pieces, your rear barrel and the front barrel piece. So you've got all your pieces. There's a diagram on the back that shows you all of that. We'll start with the stock. Set all these pieces over here, and we'll put our stock pieces on here first. So basically, you just want to square it up. On a 3.5-inch gun like the Benelli, you want to double check with your receiver piece and make sure you've got enough length, because the receiver on the 3.5-inch guns are a little bit longer. So what I would recommend you do is just use that stock piece full length. It'll actually come up onto the receiver a little bit, and that'll give you enough length for your receiver. So we're going to peel and put this one on. Just peel the backing off. Lay this piece up on there. We can set this thing down and move it as many times as you'd like. Basically what you're looking for is just trying to get this piece on there even, where you've got about the same amount hanging off every side. The inside of there is a small squeegee and a razor blade. Pull those out. You can use your squeegee, rub that down. The other thing you can use is your fingertips, and they work really well too, just using pressure with your fingers. So where this stock piece now, we've got it stuck down, where it wants to curve around the pistol grip, we're going to make what's called a relief cut. And that's going to allow that material to lay flat against the stock. So right underneath this pistol grip, we're going to make a relief cut right there. And that's going to allow us to fold this piece around the stock of the gun. Right here where the hookup is for the sling of the gun, we're going to make a little cut on either side of it, so that it will then go around that piece there. Go ahead and we'll trim that out. We'll stick that down. We'll work that around that edge all the way around. We're going to make another relief cut and lay that other piece down around that pistol grip. Now I'm going to just trim this off with the pistol grip right here along that edge. And now we've got the front side of our pistol grip to do. We've got this side laying down, and we're going to basically come in here and put relief cuts along this pistol grip edge right in here, so that will lay flat. So right in there where it comes off of that grip, I'm going to make a cut about every 1/2 inch. And then we're going to lay that down as we wrap it around like so. We're going to wrap it around that pistol grip, like little just fingers that are going to wrap around the pistol grip, and it's going to conform to that curve in your pistol grip. And then up here behind the trigger assembly, I'm just going to cut it out to the shape of the stock. We'll actually make a relief cut back here at the very back of the receiver, so that we can lay this piece flat down right where your safety is on your gun. And I'm going to trim that off flush with the bottom of my receiver. All right. And then going to finish trimming off the bottom of the pistol grip here, just using the edge of the pistol grip as my guide, and just lay that right along that edge. Just trim that out. Okay, now we've got the bottom of the stock piece done. Now up here at the top, there's a small raise in the stock piece back there. So we're going to take and make a relief cut there also. And once we do that, then we can wrap this piece over. We'll wrap all the way around. We'll make a couple more across this top, and we'll wrap those around. And then just take your fingers and just wrap those pieces around. And basically, as the material starts to curl up on you, then you'll have to make another cut. Lay it down like so. Just taking my fingers and just taking my thumb and just working that material on around the shotgun as you go. Alright, then you just come along here where you pulled your recoil pad off your stock. Just follow that stock all the way around. You pull this piece off, double check, make sure you've got a nice flush cut with your stock. Trim any excess off, push that down like so, and you've got your stock piece on. So your stock piece is now on your gun. You can move on to the opposite side. We'll do the other side of the stock, and then we'll go to the receiver piece. All right, now we've finished our other side. So we've got both sides of our stock now complete. You can go around with your fingers and push it down. The other thing we're going to do at the end is we're going to take the hairdryer, the heat gun, and we're going to go over the whole gun with heat. And that's going to help superset this stuff down. It'll actually soften it up. And you'll start to see some of the checkering show up through the material into the vinyl. So that's your stock piece. The next piece you want to do is your receiver. On this gun, you need to put your barrel piece back on, because half your receiver comes off with the barrel. It's a little different than the average gun, but so then you take your receiver piece, peel it off, and stick it on. Basically what you're looking to do is you just want it to lay smooth. And if it's not going to lay smooth, then pick it back up and lay it down again. Right here where the button is to open the gun up, close the gun, I'm going to make a small X. I'm going to let that little hole, that little button show through so that this material will lay flat on there. Push it all the way down, and then you come back and trim out that hole with your razor blade. Alright. We've got the bottom on, and we're going to move all the way up to the top here. Just take your hands and work that material around. Now back here where the curve is on the back of the receiver, a fold wants to start. So we're going to cut that and just lay that over. Lay the under piece down first, lay this piece over it. And we've eliminated that wrinkle right there. So what you do on these, where there's a curve in your gun, like the pistol grip, you want to cut a relief cut. It allows that material to then lay over top of itself and lay flat. The only thing you don't want is you don't want wrinkles. You don't want to create wrinkles and folds in here. So if there's a place where it wants to fold and wrinkle, you'll want to make a cut and then lift it up and lay it over itself. And in this particular model, the ventilated rib on top of the receiver is actually grooved in there. So to keep from creating an easy place for water to channel down through those grooves, I'm going to go ahead and cut that out so there won't be any camo clad down inside the grooves of this top of this where the rib is coming down here. So I'll just lay my razor blade right on that edge and just try and follow it all the way down the gun. And that's cut that off. Cut that off right where that indentation is, the depression in that gun. If I were to stand that gun up in the duck blind and water were to run underneath in those grooves, then you would have an issue with water underneath this stuff. But other than that, when you get it stuck down on there, just like what I showed you when I pulled it off, it's good. Then in here, you find out where the opening is for the bolt. Run your razor blade right along that line. Got to have a good sharp razor blade. Makes this job a whole lot easier. The other thing is, since this barrel piece comes apart, I'm going to go ahead and